Hello YouTube. Today I wanted to show you, as you can see from the title, I wanted to show you how you can have a functioning city with good traffic flow with minimum highways. Not that you won't have any highways. You're going to have some just by the nature of the way the game is, because you have to have the highways that come into your city. That's the main way that vehicles are able to enter your city. And with me being on Xbox, I'm not able to completely get rid of highways, but you can have minimum highways and it can work really well for you. So I'm gonna show you how I did it. The first thing I did, well, after much redevelopment, because at one point I did have the highway running through my city. What I did was I rediverted the highway. So initially the highway ran right through the heart of the city, right in the middle, and I didn't like that because I had to keep having interchanges and people jumping on and off. So I got rid of the highway that was running through it, and I put it over here, ran it through over in this portion. And what that really did was now every citizen that comes to my city is a purposeful visit. As you can see from here, you see vehicles, the traffic routes. No vehicles are coming through my city other than for a purpose. I believe so. See how it ends. Okay, we do have some trips going out of the map. We do have some dummy traffic, but it's minimum now. Okay, these vehicles, yeah, it's pretty minimum. I'm looking at it. There are some, and one way I can kind of get rid of that completely is if I slow this highway down here. So like if I made this, yeah, I did slow that down. Oh, well, that must be new, because overall there isn't a whole lot of people coming through the city and then exiting. I believe that's people coming from that highway. I believe so. I'm not trying to make this video too long, but yeah, by me getting rid of the highway through the middle of the city and making people have to go around, which is like a really long ways. You have to go through stop signs. Stop signs also help traffic lights. All of that contributes to the AI saying, okay, we're not going to use the city to get to other cities. We're just not going to come there. Or they'll use other methods. So that's one thing I did. Another thing that allowed me to have a functioning city with minimum highways is the rail network. The rail network I have in my city is really robust. As you can see here, I got rail at the port there, and then it comes through and it stops here. A lot of vehicles come from out of the city or different industrial areas, and they drop off here. And these trains are able to be dispersed and no backups. I almost never have backups. You might have several trains coming through an area at the same time, but they don't back up. Like right here, I got two trains loading up. That one's heading out, so that won't be any problem. Now that one's coming in. Perfect timing. It's good to go. And so that one drops off, and then that's a major area with all type of residential, commercial, all in here, and then it can all be dispersed. Even got industrial right in the middle of the city, you know. And then over here, another industrial area. All these areas have been redeveloped many times, by the way. This city didn't look like this when I've changed so many different areas over the life of this city, which has been like, I started this city back in January 2024. I've been working on it for a while. The map is hilly straight. So that goes over there. And then when you first come into my city, you can see this is the entry point. And you have a choice to make. You come into my city, you either got to go straight, which will take you to the downtown over there, which I'm going to show you in a second. Or you can get off here and you can come into this part of the map. So you have to literally come into the heart of the city to do what you got to do. I don't allow them to just bypass my city. You have to come in. And I make the roads small. I don't use big roads everywhere. I use the smaller roads because they have slower speeds on them. And then that plays a factor in the AI's decision making. The roads are a lot of small roads. They won't use them as much as if you use big roads. So right here, okay, there's a bunch of cars lined up, all going the same direction, but it's not backing up. It flows. They just have to use one lane of traffic all the way through, and it just flows. There's no backups really anywhere. So that's how that works. And then yeah, you come over here. This was all new. This wasn't in the city. I did some like land reclaim land, I think is the way it's said. And you can come over here, and then that leads to the airport. But then you come over here, and the reason I did this highway here is I prioritized the movement into the city because that was the most popular movement. Not many people were, as I said, using the city to just drive by. So I made it so that this is the priority movement. You come in here and you go into the city. Now you're in the city, and you had a choice to make. You can either go left or you can go right. So right takes you down here, and I mean left takes you down there, and then right takes you over here into this part of the city. And I try to mix up the densities and the buildings because it can get repetitive. So in here, you gotta on vanilla, you definitely gotta use historical because you just have a bunch of skyscrapers everywhere, and you don't want that because it'll look terrible. So I tried to mix up things and put lower buildings. I'm getting a little bit off topic, but I would like to show the city off. But right now I'm showing the traffic. So that's another factor. Making the highways in a certain way so that the Sims just and I was even able to downgrade the highway. This used to be 3 lanes in each direction, I believe. Now it's just 1 lane in each direction because I don't need the capacity. There's hardly any vehicles using this anymore. They just come through, and they're coming through for a purpose. And so it works really well. And there's more of the network I have really robust. And then the big thing we got what you're probably thinking of is public transportation. Public transportation is another huge factor. You have to use public transportation. Let me show you my numbers before I show you the network. Right now we're getting 6,200 residential citizens. Not residential. Citizens are using it, and 5,600 tourists. It's really good. It's pretty good. That's like what? Okay. Math don't fail me now, but it's almost 12,000. So that's pretty good. The network itself, metro, all that, it all comes into this central hub. Not every train goes in here, but that's the central hub. I never really been able to use this asset, so I was really happy to be able to use this asset. And all these lines aren't just for show. They really all have a function. I was even able to put this is the internal line right here, and it only connects here so that it can have access to the rail yard, which of course is not functioning, but it looks nice. And it's separate. So the internal line has no other vehicles on it other than its own vehicles, and it runs through here, and it works really well. And so citizens, you have a choice to make. If you live over here and you want to get over here to this part of the city, your best bet is to hop on a train that goes directly from here across here and get you there. If you want to drive, you're gonna have to hop in your car. You're gonna have to, you got to go out, go down this road, go down this long roundabout, oval about, come down here, go all through these different areas which have stop signs and lights, and it's gonna take you a whole lot longer. So making routes indirect for driving and making them direct for walking or transportation, like here we have a pedestrian bridge. If you live here and you want to get over here, all you gotta do is walk. If you want to drive, you gotta get in your car, go over here. Can't connect there, so you gotta drive down here. Then you gotta find a parking spot. I don't have many roads with parking. Can't park there. There's bike lanes. So then you gotta come over here, park, and then you gotta walk over there versus just walking. So people just choose to walk. So that's a tip right there. Make things indirect. Use traffic light. Use stop signs, and the Sims will favor public transportation and walking and other methods, and even your industry. If you make the networks easier for using trains and using other methods, it'll be really well. Somebody's calling me right now. I'm trying to finish this video up. Sorry for the interruption. I don't really know how to edit like that. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up right there. I hope I gave you some good ideas on how to do this. And thank you for watching. I hope to make some better videos with more editing. And if you're interested in seeing the city in its entirety, let me know, because I would like to show the city off. I've worked really hard on it over the last year and a half, almost a year and a half, and it's been one of my favorite builds. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.